NERDSoul. Woo! Late ill kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bring that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people? Today, come with another wonderful episode of the Three Horsemen plus a hidden horseman. All right, we got a hidden horseman out here. He might be back. We don't never know. We'll see what we see. But oh man, this beats my life. I am NERDSoul. Right here we have the celebratory, conspiratorial Parker Lewiz.
What's good, world? Parker P.L. Lewiz from Dog to God 3 is finally available everywhere. Please go take a spin, please.
Yeah, and in the diagonal corner we have the Space Bridge creator. You know what I'm saying? Subtle busyness, getting Dilla out my system. Never been Arcka.
I thought this looked familiar.
Known as Arckatron.
What's going on, people in the place to be? It is me, ARCKATRON on the MIC. You can find me at Arckatron.com for all y'all. All right?
Yeah.
And in the final square, we have Man of Mystery, International Man of Mystery, voted most likely to get that money in high school. Also, Times Man of Mystery as well, 2015 through 2019. We don't know what's going to happen this year. And also host of the Oscars. Well, it's not happening yet, everything I said, but he will be the host of the Oscars because of his public notoriety.
Don't let it out the back.
Anwar HighSign.
Peace. I'm here. Excuse me.
All right, so
yo, I thought your shirt said something totally different, yo. I thought the K in your shirt was a B, so.
Oh. Word, you know what I'm saying? Get cast books, man.
So college shirt.
That would be a shirt.
I used to work at the bookstore, and I want to
represent. I gotta represent, man. So today is a special day. Normally we don't take requests, but I got a request in to record to review an album, and I was like, you know what? It's been a while since we've done something new-ish. This is a new-ish album. It hasn't been a whole month yet, right? So it's a new-ish album.
In 3 weeks?
Yeah, so
3 weeks.
We are here to review the one and only Blu Exile Miles. So this is going to be our review. We're going to talk about it as if you've heard it. We're going to break it down, how we feel about it. You know what I'm saying? All that jazz. I'm going to start with Arckatron. That's right. Arckatron. Oh, sorry.
Why you gonna start with me?
Back. I got notes for this long album. I'll be right back.
He got notes. All right, so Arckatron,
you guys get up and
Arckatron, please let us know your thoughts, just generally about this album.
It's a very long album. If this was it better be a double CD or something. Triple LP. It is a triple LP.
It is. It is a double album.
Yeah, I felt it's decent. Decently okay. Nah, I thought it was nice. No, I ain't trying to be nice. I think it was okay. Yeah, I don't have much yet to say because I'm still recovering from 95 minutes of my life being spent listening to one album. So I'm just trying to get it all back. But I think I thought it was good. I mean, score wise, whatever. But I think it was good. Okay. That's as far as I can go. But I have a little bit more to say.
Okay.
I got notes too.
Okay. Right here. Anwar, where you at with it? Where you at with Miles?
It's Blu, it's Exile. They're very competent. They have been consistently competent, and what they do for years. This particular record is not really for me. It's very traditional. It is a double album. I did do some reading, went and read on the Bandcamp that it's double album, so that changes the length a little bit for me. But it was definitely a long record, and it is kind of daunting at times, or was to me, to look at that track listing and be listening to a 5.5 minute song, knowing that a 6.5 minute song is coming up next, and a 9 minute song's coming up a couple songs later.
Phew, I'm looking at it now. Yeah.
So I think the length of the songs and the length of the record overall may be, like their commentary on how music attention spans are shortened over the year. And sometimes as artists, you want to just buck back at that and say like, yo, I'm gonna do this music the way that I feel, or the way that I enjoy it. And that may be, what they were attempting to do on this, but it's just not, what they're doing is just not exactly in personal music tastes wise. So yeah, it was cool. It had some moments, some joints that I dug, but yeah, overall it wasn't, I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was trash or hate it, but it just wasn't for me.
Lastly, PL Parker Lewiz, how are you feeling about Miles? General observations.
Got you. I'll kind of piggyback off of what HighSign was saying. It's very traditional. It kind of brings me to that question that I was asking earlier. Can something be too boom bappy? Like, is that possible? Like, it's very traditional. You know what I mean? Like, it's super traditional. It's boom bap. Both of these dudes, like HighSign said, they're both competent. They're both dope in what they do individually. Like, the beats are dope. Like, the bars are dope. But it's like 5, 6, 7, 8 minute, 9 minute songs, and it's like, man, like a real strong bass line would fit right here, like an 808 would fit right here, like a nice bridge would fit right here. Like, you can hear different things. It's like they kind of like veer away. It's like, no, we are doing this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's cool. Like, it's cool for their bass. Like, I can see why people dig it, but it's not really for me. But it's not bad. It's fire. It's just not for me.
Okay. Well, got everybody in, so that sounds good. All right.
What about you? What you think?
I was disappointed in this album. I was disappointed. Greatly disappointed. As someone who the last time I heard them together was Below the Heavens, which I really...
Whoa.
Wait, you
skipped the second album?
Last album?
Oh, no, we reviewed it. Didn't we review it?
Yeah, we reviewed Below the Heavens, so that's the last time.
No. I thought we reviewed Give Me Your Flowers.
No,
yeah, but we didn't review that.
I thought I told you to listen to that jam. You ain't listen to that jam?
Nah, I didn't listen to it. I probably got caught up with doing something else, NERDSoul related or whatever. But bottom line is, disappointed. I don't really know what to do with something like this, but to just file it away under kind of like in the background hip hop. Meaning, like, I'm not angry at this album, but it's something that I would expect to hear playing in the background at the coffee shop or the lounge, or the entryway at a store or something, and be like, oh, it's hip hop playing. You know what I'm saying? I was greatly disappointed in what at least I remember from Below the Heavens. I was like, I really like that album. I genuinely like. there might be like 2 or 3 songs on there that I could do without, but the wealth of that album I enjoy. Or this album we'll get into later, there might only be 2 songs that I think are redeemable. And I was just disappointed, man. I was just listening to this album, and it's a shame when you get into an album and you're like, when will this end? And you've heard me say this before, Arckatron. It's rare when I do this. 9. Man, I was like, when is this gonna end? When is this gonna end? So, with that said, let's go on and open it up. I know guys got notes. Let's throw everything around. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll start with mine. I think there were only 2 songs that were good, so you already know where my score is going. Arckatron, you know that. You know where my score is.
I don't. Wait. Like, so you feel like 2 songs out of 20 were good?
Yeah.
You only like
2.
Like 2 out of 20?
Yeah, those are the only ones that I like. And when I say I like those, I mean I like those as opposed to all the other songs that I didn't like. You know what I'm saying? Which is once again disappointing because I'm like, yo, I was kind of excited. I was like, oh, they got something brand new? Cool. You know what I'm saying? They got something new. You know what I'm saying? It's Blu Exile. I know their first joint. So, I'm getting ready to, hear
that was like 13 years ago. They've literally changed since 13 years ago. You know what I mean? That's why I said you should.
I wasn't expecting to hear the same album. I was expecting to hear an album that actually got me excited. It doesn't have to be the same music. But I feel like
I'm just saying that they've changed their style like a couple times over.
Word. Well, whatever they changed it to, Exile's beats ain't hitting me like that. And
never hit me like that anyway.
Blues rhymes ain't hit me like that. These interludes, I'd be like, when are they?
I was really surprised with Blues rhymes.
I was like, I get the connection to Blue and everything, and you want to rock, like different interludes with Blue and like little sound clips and stuff. But I'm like, you on the nose, my brother. You really on the nose. Get to the next song.
It's a vibe. The album is a vibe. Like I said, man, like the production is pretty good, but it just feels totally traditional, super boom bappy. Like we are not.
I feel you with that.
Down a little bit with the boom bap talk, sir.
Like I feel what you're saying with the vibe.
I gotta poke a little hole in your boom bap talk.
Okay, because it didn't hit me as a boom bap album, but
it's definitely a boom bap album.
I would see Below the Heavens. I would see Below the Heavens as more boom bap than this.
I'll say this: it's a partial boom bap album.
Oh, okay.
There's not a bass line or an 808 in sight.
There's a bass line there you just ain't looking for. I don't know what you're listening to, but I heard bass lines in my headphones.
Defining boom bap.
When I think of boom bap, I think of something closer to their first album, which is very, I guess you could say golden era soundy. If that's a descriptor, something I would consider Below the Heavens more boom bap-ish than this is. But I mean, as I can see, my gauge is different than you guys. But one thing that I know mine is way different than whoever asked me to review this. Oh, my gauge.
Who asked you to review? Play this person's name.
I'll look in the comments again and see who. I think they asked on one of my last.
Okay. So I thought somebody we knew or something.
Don't say their name. Don't let Arcka torture person for asking for this album.
Yeah.
Nah, it's cool. If it's somebody we don't know,
let that person witness protection for that person.
No.
How are we defining? Thank you for recommending.
I don't hate the album.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's not bad. Like I said, it's a vibe. Go ahead, Art.
I lower my expectations because I didn't like Below the Heavens. Never liked it. When we reviewed it, you know I didn't like it.
Yeah, I know you didn't like it. Yeah.
But I liked Give Me My Flowers While I Can Still Smell It.
Mm-hmm.
I bought the record.
That's his album right there.
I bought the record.
That's his one from Blue and X.
With money.
With money. So
I have personally seen his copy of this album in his crib.
I have it.
He's got it.
So that means that I'm not a fan of them per se, but I did like that project. This one is I like more of the jazz elements more than anything else. When they start adding some jazz elements in there and start talking about Miles like that, I'm with that because it was a little different, and I like that. But other than that, the regular tracks, the first like 5, 6, 7 songs, I'm good. I don't really need it. Like
I didn't get interested. I wasn't interested in this album until there's a joint. Is it Bring? It has AC Alone's on it. There's 2 songs. It's a joint with AC Alone.
Bright as a Star.
That's Bright as Stars. That's the best joint on the album.
Bright as Stars, and the very next song behind it. Those
Blue as Can Be. Yeah. Blue as Can Be.
Those are the only 2 songs I like. The rest of it, no. The rest of it is no. And shouts to AC Alone, who I've been a fan of for a long time. AC Alone really does. Hey, also watches the show. You know what I'm saying? Of
course.
And shouts to RJD2, who also watches the show, who he did an album with. You know what I'm saying? Which I also enjoy. So you know what I'm saying? You know, because hip hop watches the show.
This album is too. It's a little too straightforward for me. You know, like I don't have a problem with the boom bap traditional formula, the golden age formula. You know, I think especially me, and I know I draw from it. I'm sure Arcka draws from it as well. But there's no what they're presenting. Like they didn't push their sound forward. You know,
that's how
they regressed their sound.
I agree. I felt that they could do more.
And it sounds intentional. It's
they
to me it sounds intentional. You know,
they pressed harder in that direction. They went all the way. They cranked it up in that way, and I just didn't like it.
In a bad way.
This is like for fans of Below the Heavens, the album.
But the thing is, I'm a fan of Below the Heavens. Like 2 songs.
Even when did you like it when we reviewed it? Cause I thought you had some trap gradations.
No, like I said, there's a couple of tracks that I don't like, but the large majority of it, I enjoy that album. Like I think
Exile's hit or miss.
I've never been a huge fan.
It's all Exile.
I've never been a huge fan of that album either.
Yeah, it's Exile.
That's just not my favorite Blue record. You know, like the stuff he did after that, I think is way iller.
Word. So
there's some highlights on the album. There's some really dope joints. There's some okay joints, and then there's some joints like HighSign said. There's no progression. It's like I didn't really care for the first one. The second one I thought is their like magnum opus. Like I agree with Ark on that one. And then like this one is like it sounds the same. It's like on that same length. Like I want to say something, but I'll reserve it in the back of my head. Like I won't say it.
Just say it.
Go on and say it. You hear it.
We the say it.
It sounds like Griselda with drums.
Can't go with you down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, even I can't even go down with that one, sir.
I think I see what you're trying. I think I see what you're saying.
Hold on. In the sense that it's just so boom.
I get what you're saying. Like it's like here's food for our core.
That's it, and we ain't worrying about nobody else. That's it. I'm not.
You know what you like.
I'm not mad at that. We gonna be fans. I'm not mad. Do y'all thing.
Now you got some.
To me, it didn't.
But do y'all thing.
To me, it didn't feel like there was any magic to it. You know, like even though I don't really care for Below the Heavens, there's there's a sparkle to it, you know, that happens. This album doesn't feel like, this album feels like we're here to, you know, like we're here to do our job of making a hip hop record.
It's not like punching the clock. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, like punching a clock, you know, like it's just. But then it's weird because it's not like some rappers fall off and it sounds like they're punching a clock. Don't want to even be there. This sounds like they wanted to be there, but that they had a very specific protocol they were aiming for.
We can only do this.
Like it's just like this can only do this.
Them interludes, man. Them interludes, and it seemed like when they tried to go deep, it wasn't. It
was shallow.
It wasn't deep for me. But PL, you got some notes. Hit us with the notes. I know you got some notes.
PL.
You got a piece of paper.
Yeah, I do, man. I don't want to hear a 9-minute song ever. I don't.
Now, what if
I'm sorry. Like, I get
what if
it.
that song has different like ebbs and flows and change ups?
No. Like
a Stevie joint.
Hear me out. Like, I get what the track was. The track in question is the Roots and Blue joint. It's like the 9-minute track. Fam, I don't need that. Like, I get the point. You're trying to explain the origins of things. I get the whole poetic gesturing at the front of the joint. I don't want to hear a 9-minute song ever in my life. I don't want to hear 9-minute songs from Hov. And
my next album, all 9-minute songs for PL. All 9 songs.
Ma'am, I don't. Like,
PL about to drop an album called 9, and it's going to be nothing but 9 minutes.
What you want, son? More beef for my 9.
Il Posse.
Name of the lights and the yeah.
Yo, he had a hit. He had that one hit.
Yeah.
Nine used to sound like he, like when you light a shot on fire, like in a bar, it would sound like he drank it without putting the fire out. You know what I'm saying? Like his voice was rugged as shit.
Yeah, he was the grimiest of the grimy at the time. You couldn't say But yeah, PL,
you got any more notes?
9-minute songs.
There was
no 9-minute songs.
Yeah, I can't, man. Like I said, I get I truly get the point of it. Like I get it. I get what you were trying to do with it.
It wasn't clever. It just
no. I will get I won't say that. I really agree with HighSign. Like I get where they were going. It's dope for who they wanted to be dope for, and that's it.
Yeah,
I can't say that it's bad because there's some really standout joints. That Brightest Stars track is.
Yeah, Brightest Stars. The Brightest Stars. I was like, oh, here we go. The album started.
Like, yo, what is this? Where are we going with this?
Brightest Stars came on and I was like, oh, so now the album's starting at track 12. Like whatever. But I do like it. I like Brightest Stars and I like Blue is Me or Blue is Can Be or something. Those 2 songs, they're back to back. They knew. They were like, all right, cool. We got 2 good songs, all right.
Wow, don't do that.
They gotta put it on top then. If you got 2 good songs, put it 1 and 2. Forget the pageantry.
Man, don't do that.
Make it an EP.
I ain't gonna do that. I know. And it's weird. It's weird because it's not that the beats are particularly bad or that the rhymes are particularly bad. It's just disappointing.
Like, it's middling.
It's middling.
Yeah, we kind of expected more.
Right up the middle.
You just expected more. Some sort of like, what's the next level? It's like
I expected to be like nodding my head like the whole time, like, oh snap, they killing it. Yo, they took it to another level.
That's the reason why I liked the second album because it felt like a step up above Below the Heavens.
So see now I'm gonna have to listen to
it. It was above the heavens.
Help me. Ooh.
Yeah, I gotta revisit it.
It was above.
Man, yeah.
Anybody else have any notes?
Oh, what was I about to say, yo? Man, I done forgot. Yeah.
It just hurt me. It hurt me. I expected.
It was something else I wanted to say about that album.
Expected more, and it hurt me. But I mean, it's not the end of the world. But it definitely is disappointing. It's like it's like, oh man, this is it.
This album sounds like it's made for people who stopped listening to hip hop after a certain year.
That's exactly what it's for. That's their core.
Yeah.
That's their core.
It's like the person who's like, after 1997, hip hop was trash. This is your album right here.
Yeah.
If you never found anything else to love, here's something new that you can love.
Wow.
That's their core.
Yeah,
same thing with the Little Brother core. Same thing. I'm sorry. Same thing with the Tanya Morgan core.
I can't.
No,
I
hold
can't
up.
LB with them.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm throwing it in there.
We're not putting LB and Tanya Morgan together.
I'm with you, Sean. I'm with Sean.
Tanya Morgan
on that
and
one.
Little Brother are not in the same league. They're
Come
not
on,
in the same
fam.
Come on.
Wait, who do we do? Who am I disrespecting?
LB.
You're disrespecting Little Brother.
I think I'm disrespecting Blue by saying it. Actually, Blue is better than everybody I just mentioned.
Say Blue is better than say.
Rapping? Yes, I'd rather take Blue than Fonte. Sorry, sir. Get out of here.
I don't know, man. Fonte got skills. I know you don't like Little Brother, but objectively, Fonte has skills, man.
Time out.
Didn't say he didn't. I just like Blue skills better.
I'm not the biggest LB fan, but what you got against LB?
He doesn't like Ninth Wonder.
Yeah, don't go down. Don't go down.
Never mind.
You know where that road ends.
Never mind. I forgot. Never mind.
He don't like Ninth Wonder. And Ninth Wonder extends to Little Brother. So he don't like Little Brother because he don't like Ninth Wonder.
No, it extends to Fonte too. I'm good.
What did Fonte do? Rhyme-wise, Fonte...
He just doesn't enjoy it as much.
I just don't enjoy his raps.
But
now
singing,
I do
with
enjoy
Tanya Morgan?
Let me hear me out. Singing and everything else, writing, he got skills. But I just don't enjoy his raps.
Really?
Never did.
Never did.
Never lost. No, but
his last album
never did.
I'm 200 points.
I'm sort of I'm really in the same boat. But his last album's good though. I'll give him that.
It probably is.
But yeah, like Fonte is one of those guys that just like Fonte is one of those guys that, you know, like much like it just isn't for me. Like I know everybody loves him and they love, musically they love him.
Everybody does not love Fonte.
Yeah, he only inspired the biggest rapper in the game right now.
So
everybody,
I don't like him
everybody
either.
does not.
Everybody
does not like Fonte though. I think
took me a second to read
this show. Right?
I don't really like him
guy.
Either. So what are we talking about?
I will never say anything against that guy. And we ain't going to say his name.
You're talking about Drake. Say his name.
Nope. Love
Are you talking about Drizzy? Drake watches the show? Drake watches the show?
OVO, baby.
Oh, yeah, you OVO over there.
Yeah,
I forgot he OVO'd out over there.
Don't start that for you. You're going to get Drake to get them to remove my verse from PL's album.
Wow.
Same way he did Pop Smoke.
Wow, man.
I don't care for that thread. That thread, I'm good. I'm good on.
You can love them both, Mr. HighSign. You can love Push and Mr. Graham.
Mr. Graham.
What do you mean? I do.
Okay, I do too.
I just don't give him a pat. He just doesn't get the light skin pass from me. Like, he does some fuckery. He does. And it's ridiculous. And he gets away with it because he's a nice guy, or he appears to be a nice guy. People will side. People will side the person that feels less threatening.
Drake
and
is the hip hop Ellen, son.
Drake.
Drake is the hip hop Ellen.
Don't
follow me, right?
Stop.
Follow me.
No.
Follow me.
No, I want to hear this one. I want to hear this one.
Follow me. All right?
Okay, well, let's go.
Everybody likes to watch the videos and stuff. They think he's so happy and entertaining. Nice guy, so approachable. And in the behind the scenes, it's like, don't look me in my eyes. Don't walk in front of me. Don't be in my green room. See all this mean stuff. And then people got to call you out in public and everything. He just like Ellen. Watch them wrinkles go and come because it's the dark side. When you're using the power of the dark side, it give you the wrinkles. Look at Ellen's face.
I don't.
The wrinkles coming. Drake is
going to be wrinkled. He doesn't appear to have that brand. He's silly, dude.
To the rest of the girls.
Conspiracy soul right now.
He's gonna get wrinkly, and y'all gonna be like,
conspiracy soul out here.
Conspiracy soul right now. No, this is the thing, man. Drake's darkness. Drake doesn't appear to have that kind of darkness. This, I think, is Drake's thing. Is he's the guy that he's another throw the stone and hide your hand guy. Like, he's a guy that knows the power of his looks, the power of his demeanor, etc., etc. So he knows, and I'm sure we've all met people like this before, but he knows, like, okay, I'm an agreeable looking guy, I'm light skinned, etc., etc. You know, so if I do some wild shit or say some wild shit, people are on like, oh, come on, man, you just didn't understand. He didn't mean it like that. He knows that that's the reaction that he's gonna get. I have a hard time believing that a 30-something-year-old would not have picked that up by now. And Push, on the other hand, he's dark like me and PL.
Yes,
he's dark like me and PL. So anything he does is going to be automatically sanctioned as criminal. No matter who started it. But when you look at the actual scoreboard, Drizzy's throwing a lot of shots and no one's saying anything. There's a complete double standard. Drizzy throws some shots and it's like, you saw what he said about Movado? But if Push or Movado or whoever says something, it's like, damn, Drizzy living in that man's head rent free. So, it's one of them things, man. It's that kind of double standard that he enjoys, and more power to him. He's able to get that off really. I
see where you're coming from. I definitely see where you're coming from.
I just don't go for it myself. I just don't go for it. I do enjoy his music. I do enjoy his music.
I definitely see where you're coming from with the Drake stuff, though.
If he put out some whack shit, then it's some whack shit. But if he, it's hitting. I'm listening to it.
Word up. Now, before we get out of here, are we recommending Blu Exile Miles?
No.
If you don't,
it depends on who you are.
If you don't like your hip hop after the year 2000, yes. If you do, no.
I'd have to say a no for me, dog. I wouldn't recommend this to anyone.
What's your score, NERDSoul?
My score, I like 2 songs out of the album.
So two is your score.
2 songs out of the whole album.
I mean, really, by your logic, with only 2 songs being good out of 20, it should be 1 star.
I'm about to give this joint a smooth 1.5 out of 10.
Wow.
That's the lowest. It's lower than Pillage, man. It's lower than
Bobby
Pillage. Digital.
Controversial.
Mobilarity.
I don't like it, man. Bad. I'm disappointed. I don't like it. It's only got 2 songs. I would have rather them record all this.
You enjoyed it less than the Mobilarity?
Yeah. I think he gave Mobilarity 2.
Yeah, because I gave him Mobilarity 2.
Because Sneakers and Live from New York.
But Sneakers, those 2 songs are better than those 2 songs on Miles. So yeah.
The raps on a Mobilarity are so good.
Yeah, the lyrics aren't really the problem on a Mobilarity. It's those
I need acapella.
The beats.
Those doo-doo beats.
I really wish I could have gotten a hold of it. I would have loved to have remixed that record. Yeah, them I would have loved to have remixed that.
Right, was
like so yeah, I'm disappointed. I would have rather them say, "Hey guys, we got we got a single, we got an A and B side for y'all, just for the streets." Boom, and hit us with blue as can be and bright as stars. And I'd be like, "Oh snap, they killing the game." Instead of like this album where it's like it's pseudo deep, you think you're clever, it's too long, these interludes are kind of getting on my nerves, and it's overall disappointing. And whenever I'm listening to an album, and same thing, I do the same thing with movies as well. If I'm watching a movie and I start to be like, man, when is this going to end? That starts to hinder the score. Like whenever I'm like, all right, this is, if I start to roll my eyes or anything like that, it starts to hinder the score. And the big hindrance of the score here was like, when is this gonna end? When? Because
never.
An hour and a half album, I wouldn't have a problem if Cuban Links was an hour and a half. Wouldn't have a problem. Wouldn't have a problem if Wu-Tang, well, technically Wu-Tang Forever.
That would be interesting.
Wu-Tang Forever probably is an hour and a half. So I mean, I guess I can't say that one because
I think Wu-Tang Forever is like an hour and
so
an hour 15 or something like that.
Yeah, so that probably already is
over an hour and a half.
So, like I said, if it's good, I don't have an issue. Like I remember when people talking about there was a movie. What movie was it? And it was going to be 3 hours long. And I was like, if it's good, it doesn't matter how long the movie is. People go watch The Godfather. That movie is like 8 hours long. It's not that long, but it's super long. But if it's
all right, let's listen to this. I got news. I got big news. Let's see.
Ooh.
So, all right. So Wu-Tang Forever. First disc is 45 minutes. Second disc is 67. So it's long. It's shorter than Wu-Tang Forever. But there's 9 members to this group.
Yeah.
Not one person, but some features. So I feel if you don't come with a double disc, double anything.
But I mean, Life After Death, I quite enjoy listening to Life After Death.
Yeah.
And it's mostly Biggie the whole way. He has
Life
features
After
on
Death
it.
Makes this album look like House Party.
I don't feel Blue can do a double disc. Like I don't think his double disc, he don't got double disc. He don't have no personality really. Yeah. He talk about the same thing on every song. It feels like
that part. Yeah.
Like he doesn't have. I mean, there's some different things, but it's very Blue. I guess he is himself. I guess but he don't really I don't see him really when he's doing the Exile thing. Jump out of any other space. He just stays in the one little sliver of space. And I was just like, I'm not for 95 minutes. Sorry.
Yeah. Personally, I'm a fan of his other records. Her Favorite Color, the Johnson & Johnson record, the Crash
he got joints.
Record, the New York record. He has
he got joints.
Incredible records that have a ton of personality, a ton of interesting artistic decisions, man.
So what do you think the difference is? The Blue, is it because of Exile? What do you think why he raps like this when it comes to Exile stuff?
Probably, to me, honestly, I think time and comfort. I think he's been doing this a long time. He's made a lot of records. If you go back and take a look at his discography and his solo work and his work with Exile, Blue has a lot of albums. He didn't spit a lot of raps out here.
He spit a lot of
think,
raps.
you know, he done spit a grand total. It's a whole lot of raps. And I think that, I think he's been doing it a long time. And, you know, sometimes we can just get sort of like, we don't realize we're slipping into the pattern. And then we're in the groove and we just coasting. And I don't think there's anything really challenging to him about music anymore, or that he's, I don't know if he ever was thinking about it, like, let me challenge myself to, or even thinking about like, I actively think about how I don't want to fall off. So I take inventory of my raps and I make sure my delivery, I don't know if Blu does those things. So yeah, honestly, I think time is the culprit of a lot of cases like this where, you know, the records end up just being underwhelming after a while. You know?
So out of 10, what do you guys have? Where y'all guys at? Out of 10.
I give it a strong 6.
All right. Okay.
It's art. Like I get where they're going with it, man. Like I get it. It's like Andy Warhol painting the soup can and it's selling for like $1 million. Like it's simple. Yeah, it's simplistic. It gets to the point, you get where they're trying to go, but not everybody's going to see it as art.
Word. Anwar?
Yeah, I give it a 5, man. But take my rating with a grain of salt because, like I said in the beginning, like I've said throughout this whole thing, like I'm not the audience. This one's not for me.
Yeah, it's not for me. Arckatron?
5 $5 foot long. No, but I give it's middling, so I give it a 5.
All right, cool. Well, guys,
it's the equivalent of middling.
There you go. There you have it. From us to you, that's the score.
Brightest Stars, though, man. That song, man.
Yes.
That song,
really
man.
I like Brightest Stars. I like
1 out of 20.
No, for me, I had Brightest Stars. That was like the standout one for me. There's the joint, the Miles Away joint. I really like the beat on that one. And True and Living. I think that was like track 3 or 4 on the joint. Everything else was like just either average or just really not for me.
Yeah. So guys, there you have it. That's the album.